Howdy folks. Our reportage on behalf of Buffalo Bill Cody continues. Our discussion centers on Buffalo Bill's stage acting career. His words: damsels in distress have been a common theme in performances and stories for a long time. It was no different in my time, as we had highly publicized kidnappings and rescues. One of the few encounters in the last of the Indian Wars in which I participated, which can be called a battle, occurred to rescue two kidnapped white women, the Battle of Summit Springs. However, when I took the stage for the very first time as an actor playing myself, called Scouts of the Prairie, not only did we have a damsel in distress, we had an Indian princess as my love interest. And not only that, she was an Italian ballerina who used her skills to dance a ballet choreographed as a prayer to the Indians' god of revenge. And in her speaking role, yes, she spoke with a pronounced Italian accent. If that wasn't enough, Giuseppina, peerless Morlacci, was already famous in her own right in theater and had introduced America to the can-can. She was not in our play by accident or happenstance. No, sir. It was a brilliant piece of casting and performing that turned out to be highly successful for both the audiences, who loved Scouts, and the critics, who loved Morlacci and had little positive to say about the rest of the play. As there's debate about whether she danced on point or not, I'll leave that alone. To understand the reasons why this seemingly improbable piece of theater worked is now, in hindsight, interpretable. I've already explained that the driver behind my stepping on stage in the play was Ned Buntline, a rascal, which a mob had already tried to hang some time before. Obviously, he survived. Ned somehow encountered Giuseppina Morlacci in New York. Some say it was Major John Burke, who later played a significant role in my Wild West show, that pointed Morlacci to Ned for the cast. When he chose Chicago as the site of our premiere, Morlacci had just finished her engagement with her own troupe. His timing was perfect, as Morlacci was considering what to do next. Ned must have realized that besides needing me, Texas Jack, a damsel in distress, and Indians, who by the way were played by local actors dressed as Indians, he felt he needed a celebrity woman performer, and of course, himself. At that time, ballet had made significant inroads into urban theater in America, and not just because of its artistic qualities, but because the costumes highlighted women's legs. Looked at today was a caricature, but to the senses, especially men's of those times, they did appeal. Further, it was favored by the nouveau riche we called shotties, who frequented theaters by buying tickets. But the appeal went deeper than that. Ballet had become a symbol of class and moral warfare in America. Its introduction from Europe by ballerinas like Morlacci symbolized the decadence of an urbanized European continent, and actually grew the fear that in our urbanization, America was headed in the same direction through immigration, shotties, factory and office work, and the coming close of the frontier. So it brought ticket sales, an audience seeking sensuality, and a symbolism embodied and an Italian dancer acting as an Indian princess as my love interest. She being the civilizable savage, a toxic mixture of decadence and dance and native savagery, and me representing civilization and a heroic civilizing agent. In Scouts, together we embrace at the end of jointly killing off our Indian opponents. She as revenge for that group killing her father, and me in rescuing her and the damsel in distress in the third act as the backdrop shows the plains in flames and the progress in the distance of a train, symbolizing the end of the frontier. Now, whether or not Ned understood the symbolism at the time he wrote the play and cast Morlacci in her role, you'll have to ask him. It worked to great success. So, from the start of my acting and showman career, I never forgot the importance of a woman's role in any of my performances and the equal pay they deserved for their services. However, as for ballet, I left that for the stage and out of my arena Wild West show. Until next time, happy trails.